I'm Savannah, and I hate my body. Now, this might not be a shocker or any original sentiment, especially on the internet, but I have plenty of evidence as to why this is so much more than normal self-loathing. Let's just jump in straight to the confusing part. Now, if you think this is confusing for you, imagine what it must have been like for me. I was born as a girl. That's what it says on my birth certificate, and that's what I've been raised as. But I'm technically what they call a hermaphrodite, which means I have both male and female genitals. Yep, we are real, and I am one. When I was little, it never really freaked me out, but when my body went through puberty, it was rough. Remember what you went through? And can you remember what was happening to all of your friends of the opposite sex? Now picture all of that happening to me at once. It sucked. Once I actually started having, like romantic feelings, I figured out that I liked both. I was attracted to some men, and I was also attracted to some women. However, I had the feeling that neither were going to be attracted to me. I tried to talk to my parents about it, but if you think the talk is a strange subject for other kids, imagine if you're the parents of a hermaphrodite. I know I'm asking you to imagine a lot, but it's almost because I'm 100% sure that there isn't anybody else listening to this story who can relate. Even if you are a hermaphrodite, I can guarantee that this next part hasn't happened to you. Outside of my family, there isn't anybody that I've trusted enough to tell about my downstairs or my sexual attraction. I try to keep it pretty normal, and I've leaned heavily to the feminine side. I wouldn't say that I'm gorgeous, but I'm pretty for sure, and I get attention from boys and from some of the girls at school, but I just keep it flirty because I don't want the whole school finding out about my situation. I haven't even come to terms with it yet. I got invited to a party, and that happens when you're at school, but this party was a little different. Someone brought a lot of booze. Now, I'm no prude, and I've had drinks before, but there was a lot, and it was everywhere. I feel like I had a little bit more than I normally would, and this guy I liked started chatting me up. He was really smooth, and I started feeling like maybe he liked me. It could have been the booze, and there was definitely a lot of hormones at play here, but we started making out. This would have been normally when I would cut guys off and play hard to get, but it was the perfect storm. Between the alcohol and the hormones, I said yes when he asked me to find some private space. We snuck away from the party and found a bathroom. We were still making out, and then he asked to go further. In my head, I was screaming, no, not because I didn't want to, but because of how he might react. But what I said was yes. He took off my dress and underwear, and that's when it all came crashing down. He saw the penis first and thought I'd tricked him. And when I tried to explain, he freaked out and backed away from me, like if he touched me, he would catch it. He wouldn't calm down, and when I tried to touch him, he yelled, "Don't touch me, freak." And then he started to hyperventilate. He passed out, and he fell on the floor. Before I could get to him, he'd smashed his head on the sink. There was blood all over the floor. I was freaking out. I got my clothes back on as fast as I could, and I screamed for help. The next 30 minutes were a total blur. People coming into the bathroom, screaming, people taking their phones out and asking me what happened. An ambulance showed up, and then the police. Because of the alcohol, some people got arrested, and I was questioned over and over what had happened. I was in shock, but I managed to say that we were just making out, and he passed out and he hit his head. It wasn't until a few days later, after a lot of yelling and screaming from my parents and strange looks at school, I found out he's still in the hospital, and apparently he might have some brain damage from being blacked out for so long. Apparently he can't remember anything after we went in the bathroom, which I'm grateful for. But finding out what I was, it may have ruined his life. I know I should be happy with who I am, but how can I be when this happened? I feel like a freak, and I feel like I'm a danger to other people. What should I do?
Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and comment below. Let me know what you think. Thanks, guys.